Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to dive into the brand new Vosteed Shilin Cutter. I was lucky enough to have a chance to be able to check this one out at Blade Show Atlanta, and I've been excited about it ever since. I think this is a nice medium-sized EDC knife. It comes in at 7.17 inches long with a 2.97 inch highly versatile blade, a Shilin Cutter blade, of 154 cm steel on this particular one. They also had some aluminum versions in LMAX, but I think those are sold out at the moment. I like that they went with the 154 cm because it's a very well balanced steel. It holds a nice edge. It's easy to sharpen, easy to strap back, and just an overall joy to use. You do have some jimping right here. It's more for that front flipper. I'd call it moderate traction jimping, and you pretty much have to be choked back right here. Not something I really care too much about, and it may be a little bit grippier on the non-coated versions. This particular variation has like a burnt bronze looking coating on it. You still have that beautiful crown spine up top. Love the look of that. When it comes to the sharpening choil, they did a fantastic job because you can see right here, they brought the plunge all the way back. So pretty much all this section right here, you're going to be able to sharpen before it'll start to hit this plunge grind right here, causing some issues, but you could easily open that up if you needed to. The blade comes with a full flat grind, and it comes down nice and thin to around 16 thousandths behind the edge. Now I think it's time to do a little bit of real world cut test and see how it performs. Boy, did this one come ridiculously sharp. I still don't think I've ever gotten a Vosteed that didn't come hair-popping sharp. Some of my sharpest knives that I've ever received out of box came from Vosteed so far. And I was already pretty certain that this blade shape was going to be fantastic. I mean, it's very similar to its big brother and little brother, the Nightshade and the Mini Nightshade. It's a very powerful cutter. It still traps material fairly well, being that you have that negative angle toward the handle. And that full flat, man, is just slicing so well. Testing the ergos, and I like that little forward choil area. It's pretty comfortable. I don't have anything poking or prodding me. And I gotta say, I'm able to get a lot of pressure into this wood. So if you needed to muscle down and really bear down into something, you should be able to do it fairly easy. And being that you have that forward choil, I would think it would fit large, maybe even extra large hands just fine. That's one good thing about a forward choil like that. It gives you a little bit more handle to work with. And it was comfortable so far. Now we're going to get started in the 1/2-inch sisal rope. Excellent blade shape for cutting on a flat cutting surface. I'm able to get pretty much the entire edge onto a flat cutting surface before it comes in contact with my knuckles. You at least get 3/4 of that blade. This is the same sisal rope that I just bought that, at least this one, this is the first knife I've tested with this rope that has that glue in it. And it's ever so often. So it's doing great, but the poor Shilin Cutter definitely had the most cuts into that hard, I'm guessing is glue. And sorry about that. Of course, I edited it so you don't have to watch me bending the rope and trying to gauge where the hard spots were, because it wouldn't have been fair to this knife to wreck the edge, you know, because of something, you know, like the glue in here. So even though it probably didn't help the edge, because I think I probably had 10 good hard cuts where I went right into that hard glue. I did have that same glue destroy a 14C edge and a Nitro V edge, and I've also had it really destroy RPM 9 and 9CR. So it's definitely not ideal. And I'm really hoping that the rest of my case that I bought for 127 something bucks isn't riddled with this. This is where it's really going to excel at those drag cuts, fine, precise, precision work. It's going to do that very, very easily. And to my surprise, the edge wasn't that badly affected from the glue. I'm sure it would probably be even sharper than it is right now if I wouldn't have cut that, but you know, these are natural materials, and it's not like you can pick and choose when you're cutting stuff at home. I mean, I guess you could, but you know, sometimes stuff like that happens. But I try to make it as fair as possible, you know, because all the other knives I tested before this did not have to worry about that glue. So now let's check out the action and deployment on this knife. So you have 4 different means to deploy this one. You have these thumb studs, and they are outstanding. Did you hear that snap? This one has their patented pivot actuated liner lock, and I tested this lock with the first night that they put this on, the Vosteed Ankelo, and not only is it a super strong lock, it's also a fidgety lock and keeps your fingers out of the blade path when closing. But like I said, thumb studs on both sides that you can easily access, and it comes out with authority. You also have the front flipper, which I can do the reach around. That's about all I really enjoy, because whenever I do this one, I got to keep my fingers low just so you don't hit that flipper tab. You could slow roll it from that front flipper if you wanted to also, or you could slow roll it from those thumb studs. You have a redesigned flipper on the back right here compared to the Ankelo. I like how you have this little cutout, and you have some jimps that do grab the finger nicely, and you have a little scoop to put your finger in there so you can pull back if you want and it comes out nice, or if you want to do a push button and sit on top of that, it comes out even faster. They did a fantastic job of dialing the D10 in for all deployment methods, but you say, wait, there's only 3. Well, of course, you can use that button to deploy the knife also. And really, you got 5 means of deployment. If you would like, you could do the pinch on the blade and drop it down like that. That allows, if you need to get to the blade, to do some kind of, you know, quick cut like that. It's got cage ceramic ball bearings in there, giving it a nice smooth action. Mine's starting to break in nice. Once I release that button, it's a free dropper. Now let's check out the handle area. So this variant with the coated blade has the white, and it's the Norplex G10, which I'm guessing the Norplex G10 is a little bit nicer overall, because in my opinion, it looks good. It has that different look to it because it's contoured, so you see those different facets, and it almost has like a linen micarta look to it. Feels nice, it's smooth and comfortable. I had no hot spots during all the testing I did. I did take this one apart, and it was just as easy as the Ankelo. You have Torx T8 for your fasteners. The only T6 hardware you have is for the plate right here and for your pocket clip. Your pocket clip is tip up, and I'm not going to really call that a deep carry. Even though it's a deep carry style pocket clip, you still have that much sticking out of the pocket, which I don't mind. It's not a big deal to me. You do have a lanyard hole that's pretty much even with the top of the pocket clip. In my opinion, one miss for Vosteed was this is tip up right hand carry only, and being you can easily actuate the anchor lock with your left hand, I do think that's a miss on their part. I think it should have been reversible. The pocket clip does go in and out of the pocket really, really nicely. They countersunk the clip into the G10 along with those screws, and it's the perfect amount of ramp for all my jeans. I had no issues with it going in and out of the pocket. The centering on the blade is right down the pipe. It's too hard to show you the lockup because it's in between all that stuff, but when I say I can't muscle any movement in any direction whatsoever, this thing is very securely locked up, which is pretty impressive being that you have that smooth of action. The ergos during the testing I thought were good, really good. I can choke back right here, but I did find myself kind of up in this forward choil area. It's kind of a forward choil, but more in like a creep up grip. Because if I come all the way up there, I'm very close to that edge. So about like that is how I was doing most of that cutting. That way I'm not so far from the edge, so I'm not going to get hung up behind it. And it was nice and comfortable. No problems at all for me. The pocket clip, I could feel it was there, but it wasn't a hot spot, and there was no sharp edges anywhere. They did a good job with the contouring and knocking off all those hard edges, at least for the G10 models. I can't really speak yet for the aluminum ones. This knife is coming in at 3.56 ounces, and they were able to achieve that because those stainless steel liners are heavily skeletonized in there, bringing down the weight. As you can see, it's in the middle of the original Vosteed Nightshade and Mini Nightshade. And next, it's pretty much dwarfed by the Ontario Rat 1, and it's just about identical in length to the Ontario Rat 2. It's just about identical in length to the Vosteed Corgi, and it's a little bit bigger than the Vosteed Acorn. And it's just about identical to the QSP Penguin, and it's a little bit bigger than the Civivi Elementum. All right, now for my nitpicks and complaints. There's no lefty love. I think that's a miss for them. I don't remember seeing any lefty versions or anything, so I definitely think that's a miss, being that you can easily actuate it and easily deploy the knife with the left hand. Of course, I would have loved to see T8 hardware throughout, but I understand they're kind of limited, being how close they are to the edges because of this lock. All that said, in conclusion, the Vosteed Shilin Cutter is a highly versatile design, perfect size for EDC, with a robust locking system, fidgety locking system, and safe locking system, keeping your fingers out of the blade path when closing. The Norplex G10 variants come in at $109. The regular G10 variants come in at $99. In my opinion, I think it's a great value for everything you're getting here. I think it's a solid feeling knife that slices great, great action. This is definitely one worth considering. So if you're interested in one of these, I will have it linked down below. It will be an affiliate link, so if you want to help support what I do here on this channel, it helps me pay for my testing materials. I can't thank you enough. If not, no big deal. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more knife and gear content. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember, keep those blades sharp. Smile more. Peace!